Hi everyone. Just want to jump on and drop a little video about networking events. Obviously, this past year, networking events have looked a little bit different because if you're going to them, you're going to them online. So virtual networking events look a little bit different or kind of less appealing in some ways to be able to personally connect with people opposed to doing the group connection. But they still can be really helpful. So this may apply kind of to post-COVID times in regards to like what to do before, during, and after, but obviously can be applicable to online events as well. The first thing to kind of think about networking events wise is that it's not all about you just going and being like, hi, I'm Shannon, I'm a therapist, and I work with young adults who are struggling with this. That, of course, can be some part of it, but the whole point of networking events is to get support and connection for yourself. Sometimes out of those relationships and out of those connections comes referrals and comes those places, but a lot of it is going to be about relationship building and mostly getting across the space that like, I'm a human, you're a human. We're both in professional spaces, and whether we're struggling or we're thriving or we're connecting in some way. And so before you do any type of event, of course, you want to do your research on like what it is. So are you connecting with other healing professionals in this setting? Is this a space where you're maybe going to be the only therapist there and it's going to be a bunch of attorneys or a bunch of corporate individuals? Of course, like, where is it going to be? Is it online? Make sure you know the Zoom link. Make sure you know the things. Is it like at a park? Maybe dress appropriately. Is it at a bar? Think about those things that are going to come up. So just kind of like appease some of those anxieties that may come up and like do your research a little bit about who's going to be there and what's going to be there. Also, always, though we don't lead with it, practicing your elevator speech. So when I first meet someone, that's not the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Usually at networking events, it is going to be the question of like, oh, what do you do? And you can say I'm a mental health therapist or I'm a life coach or I'm whatever I am. But just keeping that elevator speech or phrase kind of short, and then just really trying to connect human to human is going to be really important. Of course, have business cards ready if that's something you have, or your name tag or promotional material if it's that type of an event. But never leading with that is always my suggestion. I just personally get turned off by individuals who are like, hi, I'm Jim, and this is my business card. Talk to you later. And I'm like, well, who are you? What are you? And why should I refer to you, or whatever it may be? I also like thinking before networking events, like power in numbers, I suppose. So if you have a friend, or if it's something that you can have, a colleague or something go to or join virtually as well, that maybe is going to make you more comfortable. During the event, if it's an in-person event, kind of stupid things like name tag etiquette. So print your name legibly. Maybe use your first and last name. I don't know. Some people have viewpoints on that. And then place it within eyesight of where because people are going to be looking for a name tag, and always place it on the right side of your body. Because if you shake people's hands, which who knows if we're going to be doing that post-COVID times or not, but whatever. That's the etiquette, I suppose. Other recommendations, keep your phone in your bag unless you're like have it out to get someone's phone number or something like that. Busy people just don't typically look approachable, and usually if you're on your phone, you look busy. So just knowing that if you have your phone out, maybe it may be because you're nervous or you're not talking to anyone right now, but just kind of taking note of those things. And again, noticing like when you're handing out business information that of course you're not like just handing it to everyone and you're not being too pushy with it. Best practices I always think is like to ask people's consent of being like, hey, I have some business cards. Is that something you'd like? And then they can say yes or no. And if they say no, then no biggie. And if they say yes, cool. Give them some business cards. I always like to give people more than one business card if I am giving them some, just because the nature of what we do, if I'm talking with an attorney, I likely am not going to be seeing that attorney, but maybe some of his clients are who I would be kind of the referral for. So giving them a couple business cards and always letting them know, reach out if you need more or whatever it can, however you can help them. And then lastly, like during events, be yourself. Obviously, easier said than done in certain situations. But it's really helpful for me to notice what's going on inside of me, of course, if I'm feeling nervous or I'm feeling pressure, but also like to just focus on 3 things that I want to get across. The main things that I want to get across in most networking situations, whether it's with other wellness professionals or whether it's with people outside of our field, is I want them to know that I'm reliable and kind of trustworthy. Also that I'm just kind of like a normal person. A lot of people think therapists are like super weird or psychoanalyzing them or whatever it is. Like I just want to be able to shoot the shit and be like, I'm a human too. But I also want to get connection. Like I'm a business owner. I'm a professional. I'm a human. So I want to connect with them on a human to human level, and that not all of this connecting is just to get referrals. Again, that can be a perk of networking events and building relationships with people, but that's not my main goal. My goal is to get some connection business-wise and support to like stay sane most of the time. Anyways, after networking events, it's super important to organize the information that you got. So whether it's on a DIY Excel spreadsheet, I think I have an example somewhere as well for those of you who have access to the OneDrive, but really easy to make, just like keeping tabs on who you've met. And I categorize them between like wellness professionals and accountants and attorneys and whoever else may be. They also make apps for this. So if you want to download an app, you can organize the business cards that way. I really don't hang on to like physical business cards. I don't know. But you can if you want. And then also, if you told people that you're going to follow up with them, just follow up with them. Send them like a quick email or snippet, maybe mention a conversation that you had at the event or how you offered to help them, or maybe ask them to take them out for a virtual coffee or a real life coffee. You can connect with them on email or LinkedIn or call. A majority of people probably would prefer online communication just because it gives them a little bit of wiggle room to return the call, like return the communication if they want to, opposed to feeling pressured possibly to talk to you if they answered your phone call. But yeah, I'll put an example of kind of something that you can lead with in that kind of follow-up. But again, what I'm always trying to convey is like, hi, I enjoyed whatever, our conversation that we had, or I enjoyed the resources and what I learned about your services. I'd love to kind of pick your brain a little bit more to see how those services could benefit my clients or how they could benefit me. And just, again, noticing what's coming up for you, and that a lot of it is going to be like, oh, this feels weird. This seems icky. But usually that's just because it's new. We're not really taught how to like market our services. And a lot of what marketing our services and networking is just getting people to know who we are and what we do. We all know that like what we do professionally and therapeutically obviously stems from who we are and how we show up in rooms. So just reminding ourselves that that's what we're doing when we're networking too. But yeah, I don't know, any questions that come up around networking and stuff like that, yeah, just let me know. But our Be Mindful events with our small membership is a great way to kind of practice and hone some of those skills, and also just get support and connection over being a business owner and a healer and all the other things that you are. So, okay,